is up already. I'm trying to
Hi.
see when it'll let me put.
Hello.
I
We're
see.
live.
Hey, CC, we're live, girl. Oh
Yes.
Lord. Hey, how are you
Technology.
all?
How is everybody doing?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Doing good, doing good, doing good. I am sitting here trying to find out where we could put our title in here because I don't see that. Do you all see the title anywhere?
I see it in where you sent, well, it's in the chat for us, but I don't see
Oh,
any.
okay. It's okay, right. It's set up from earlier this morning. So yeah, we'll use that. We'll use that particular title. So we are here, you guys. Thank you all so much for joining us. So come on in, come on in. What we want to ask that you do is that you share out the broadcast. Go ahead on, share out the broadcast, whether you're over there on Periscope, whether you're over there in Facebook land. And I'm not sure if we're there on Instagram just yet because I'm trying to look at a different device. But guess what, y'all? We are here with you, and we want you all to make a wish before you blow out your candles. You know, stop wishing for it. Stop wishing for whatever it is that you're wishing for, and start moving, you guys. Start moving. So I'm going to go around and let everyone introduce themselves. We're going to start off with you, CJ, and then I'll introduce myself, and then we'll have the woman of the hour introduce herself, okay? So go ahead on, Miss CJ, Shaquanda CJ Austin.
Well, thank you, Dion Murphy. I can't think of your middle name. How's everyone doing this evening? Oh my goodness, happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Come on in. You all know what to do. Get yourself some time. Get yourself some paper and pen. We're giving out wishes. Come and let's do like Willy Wonka. A world full of imaginations. You know,
Right.
that's what
Absolutely.
we're doing. We're giving wishes. So my name is Shaquanda CJ Alston. I am an accountant and owner of Johnson's Bookkeeping and Tax, where business owners hire me to take care of their financial planning. And I'm giving wishes that you guys don't have to pay no more IRS, no more tax man. That is my wish, and we can get our money right and our hearts tight. So I am super excited to be with you all this evening. Let me turn it over to Dion Murphy, and then we'll introduce the one, the only Katrina, who's going to be our special guest for the evening.
Well, thank you, thank you, thank you.
So yes, you guys. So hey, I'm Dion Murphy. They call me the hype man, the hype diva. You guys, my voice is almost back 100%. Thank God for that. But I am your health builder, you guys. I help busy women fit quick workouts and healthy habits into their busy daily schedules. I also help the health and wellness professionals take their business online. You know, so that's what I do over here in my land, you guys, and I absolutely love it. So I want you to come on in, grab your bag of popcorn, you guys, and sit on back and listen to what we have to say tonight, because it is something really good that you're going to be able to utilize and you're going to be able to act upon. So come on in. Thank y'all so much for being here. So Miss Katrina, come on and introduce yourself, honey.
Well, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm Katrina Major with Majors Consulting. I am a realtor, but I have a few facets behind me. And what I want to do is I want to wish individuals who want to purchase a home, first-time home buyers. You're wondering if you can do it or not. Well, we're going to talk about that tonight. So that's my wish. But I'm going to tell you a little bit about my background and how I got into the real estate field. Just like everyone out here wanting to purchase, not knowing how, my mom had stated, hey, you guys need to purchase, because we were making good money, but we didn't have any kind of inkling on how to go about it. Right. And the only thing she said, even though she was a homeowner, was that you just need to go purchase. Right. So where do I start? That's the big thing for everybody. Where do I start? Right. My husband at the time didn't have any credit. And I didn't know, what steps. So I had to go ahead and I had to go ahead and get the knowledge that I needed. So, went to a couple of courses, and, just went ahead and started going on forward and forward. But it was a challenge. How do you know what to do, right? Where to start? Right. So by me going, it was just self-taught and self-learned. So when finally we, got approved and bought our first home. But, at that time, I was a claims adjuster for a major insurance company. And when everyone started to see, that it purchased a nice house in a nice community, they were like, can you help me? Right? Can you help me? Of course, I started because that's what I do. I like to help people, right? So I started giving them the information that they needed to purchase a home. But guess what? Guess where they had to go once I gave them all the information? They had to go to a realtor, right? And I still didn't even think about that at that time. So my husband at the time said, hey, girlfriend, what you're doing for free, people get paid doing, right? So I kind of slid in to the real estate field because my light was turned on by somebody else, right? And so that is how I got into the real estate field. My goal is to make you understand the process, what you have to go through, certain steps, because of the fact is that number one, you got to look at your finances, right? In order for you to be able to purchase, you have to look at all areas of your finances. But we will talk a little bit more about that, but it is for I wish. I'm wishing upon someone the information who wants to be a homeowner, to build a legacy for your family. Okay?
Wow, that's awesome. Like you said, you were kind of pushed over there, and then that was good that at that time you had somebody that was able to be like, look, tap you on the shoulder and like, look, there are some people out there, that pay for what it is that, you do and what you're sending those people off to go and talk to somebody else about, you're right there. You can definitely help them out. So that was so good. That was so good. So look, I want to ask the people who are viewing right now, you guys raise your hand. Raise your hand if you have something. Give me a hand out there in the chat. Give me a hand out there in the chat if you know that you are doing something right now that you should be paid for. Just raise your hand. Raise your hand because we want to chat about that. We want to chat about that. We don't want you to continue wishing that you be paid for your knowledge, wishing that you are paid for that skill set, wishing that you could be paid for what you see other people being paid for, and you know that you have your own spin on it, and you know how to work it, you know how to do it. Raise your hand if you have something that you know you should be paid for, but you're not, because we don't want you to be wishing for that. We want you to definitely get that done. We don't want you to wish all 2020. No. We want you to wish for it, but then take action. Get you a plan together. See, Gavon Murray, yes. Dr. Cynthia Armstead, absolutely, yes. I'm looking right here. Hello, Mimi. Hello, everyone down here in the chat. You guys, we thank you so much for being here with us tonight. Thank you. So, yes, Miss Simmons. Yes, hey, Daphne. So do you all see that? People, they have something that they want to be paid for because it is their knowledge, is their intellectual property. CJ, how do you feel about that? About people having something, that other people are getting paid for, but they probably aren't. Do you think that it's oversaturated and they can't get paid for it? Or, they can't?
No, I absolutely believe that they can. And you know what it is? Because I've fell into the same thing. We give our gifts and talents away free. And the thing is, unless you have yourself a coach, unless you have someone be in a community such as ours, you would never get an opportunity to even shift your mindset to even think that you can be compensated for that. So it's absolutely possible. It's all about your belief, but that's the other thing. if you need that belief factor, you know, that our coach teaches on that. And it's almost like how the words say, help my unbelief. You know, you want to be able to believe that you absolutely can be compensated for your gifts and talents. And that's so awesome how Katrina said, like literally, she just walked directly into her purpose. And it really can't come just that easy. Just stop and look and listen to the things that you do well and just get paid for it. Just that easy. It really, really is just that easy. That's the way I feel about that. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. So, Katrina, can you tell everyone like what steps? You know, don't give them all the goods, but like, what were some of the first steps that you did after you realized that, you know, and accepted and believed that you could get paid for what it was, you know, that other people were being paid for? What were like some of the first one or two first things that you did, you know, after you realized that, you know, to help you start getting paid for it?
Well, I had to do my research,
Mm.
even though I knew that this was something I was already doing for free, but what do I do? How do I get into real estate? Right? You don't know. So I had to do a little research, to find out what was the steps that needed to be done, right? And so number one is that you have to have the education. There are prerequisites that you need that in order to qualify for any state, because you have to have the educational piece first. So there's so many units that you have to take. You can take them either in a college or they have, a private institution. But that was the first step. But I had to, I didn't know where to look. So I had to start doing my research to find out. And, I'll go into further than that if you guys want me to elaborate. Because I didn't know, and during, my steps that, excuse me, through my steps that going through, and this is why it's great to have a coach, it's great to have a mentor or someone knowing what to do, right? Because after I had took all my courses, and actually I acquired another degree. I have a degree in criminal justice, so this gave me a real estate degree as well. But with all the classes that I took, actually I could have sat for my broker's license. Okay, and no one told me. Here we go again. When you're not being told for the things that you need to know in order to get the most benefit from it, right? And there's a big difference between a realtor and a broker. Realtors have to be under a broker. Broker, you have to do extra classes, which I do have, but you have to take another test. So not just any realtor coming in that wants to get their license says, oh, I can start. No, because of the fact is that you have to be under a sponsorship of a broker. And that means that they're taking responsibility for your actions. Okay, because of the fact is that every realtor has to have a license because you're dealing with large sums of money. So the state requires you to pass background checks, etc., in order to say that you are qualified to be in this type of position.
Wow. So number one, y'all have to get educated. You got to do some research. You have to get educated on it so that you can come in the right way. You don't want to come in looking crazy, trying to be out there doing something that you want to do, but you're doing it wrong, or you're going about it the wrong way. So you guys, we had somebody that slid on in here, Miss Tisha Marie Johnson. Come on off of mute, Tisha, and introduce yourself, because Katrina is lighting it up. Talking about they got to stop wishing and start moving. You can make your wish, but you're definitely going to have to start moving. And we want them to make a wish before they blow out those candles. And then guess what? They got to get busy. So come on, Tisha, tell everybody who you are, what it is that you do. And we're going to continue with this conversation.
Hey, everybody, it's Tuesday. I'm excited. Glad to be here. And glad to be here with these awesome and incredible women. I'm Tisha M. Johnson. I'm your relationship coach. I help you find true and lasting love. So your question may have been, your wish could have been, how do I really find true and lasting love? Well, I am the person that's going to help you with that problem. So I'm glad to be here. Look, I see a few people in the chat. Go ahead and tell us where you're tuning in from. And I mean, I know the ladies already did that, but listen, we got
It
some
don't hurt to ask them again.
we got some hot stuff. You want to meet us in Atlanta, bit.ly/I wish Atlanta. Go ahead, go on and sign up because space is going to be limited. So you don't want to miss out. You know, you have a couple opportunities to be there, but you don't want to miss out. Go on and sign up now. So again, hey y'all, hey.
Yes, you guys, as Tisha mentioned, you guys go to bit.ly/I wish Atlanta. The event is going to be taking place on March the 7th and March the 8th, you guys. So go ahead on, visit that link so that you can find out more information about this fantastic event so that you can get your wish granted, So, Miss Katrina, so how can you help grant somebody's wish on here? Say, for instance, somebody said, I'm interested, you know, in learning more about what it is that she's talking about. How can you grant their wish? You know, whether that be them going and visit you, you know, on your website, whether it's a freebie that you have for them. How can they get their wish started with you? Let me say it that way.
Right. Well, you know, they can contact me through Facebook. I'm at, I don't know about heart, so at Majors Consult. LinkedIn, you know, it is www.linkedin.com/IN/Katrina space major space 3525598. That's a long one, right? Instagram, Major Katrina. Twitter, Major 399991. Or you can go to my webpage and request some information from me, and that is majorsconsulting.org. So anyone that wants to, or you can even message me. But if you go to my Facebook, you can set up an appointment time, and I'll be happy to grant your wish.
Ooh,
Yeah,
she said she'd be happy to grant that wish.
I'm happy, you know, because of the fact is that what I do is to make people feel that anything is possible, right? And when you're in real estate, that's the largest purchase that you're going to ever make in your life, right? Which is going to allow you to be able to leave a legacy if you work that piece of property right. So if you work that property right, you go buy another property. How about multiple properties? How about doing investment for a commercial property? What is it that you want to do, right? I'm that person. I'm the person that you will speak to, and we can talk about your finances, and we can talk about how to get and proceed on how to move forward so that you can build a legacy for yourself and your family, you know, and also for us. It's saying by the year 2058, if we don't become property owners, managers, investors, guess what? We're going to be on the 8 ball. Because of the fact is that there is shortage out here, and I'm not sure about you guys over there, but I'm in the West Coast. So we know that we got a big shortage, and our rate, and you know, our prices are up there, right? So that is what's going on now here. And that, I don't know about other areas, but think about it. Okay, especially in those areas that it is reasonable. Hey, this is a perfect time. And a lot of times people don't realize that they can afford a house. And you're thinking that you need to have 20% down or whatever, you don't. So there are programs out here that will help you be able to be, especially first-time home buyers, to help you with your down payment and your closing costs. So isn't that wonderful? I mean, how about that?
Wow.
I specialize in getting you in there almost with 0 down. So everybody,
she specializes in the goose egg, honey.
She specializes in the goose egg.
You know, I know y'all heard that. I know you don't sit in the audience and act like y'all didn't hear that. Somebody out there want a house. Somebody out there want to own their home. Somebody live over there on the West Coast too, where the rates are through the roof, and she's telling you right now that, you know, she can help you, you know, get to that almost that 0 mark, you know, with getting your down payment there. It can be 0 almost. And so guess what? That is a mega wish. I would consider that a mega wish, because even whenever I was in the market for a home, you know, that was one thing you'd be like, oh God, please let me not have to put half my savings down, you know, on my house, because when you purchasing a home, you don't want to be house broke. Y'all ever heard of that? You don't want to be house broke. Where you got your nice home and everything, but you barely can put furniture in there because guess what? You made a big down payment. You barely can keep the lights and water and gas on because why? Because you made a big payment with that down payment. You taking your cushion to make that down payment. Do y'all hear how major that is? That came from Miss Katrina Major. You know, I think that's a major wish, a mega wish, you guys. So if you have any questions, reach out to Miss Katrina, you guys. Reach out to her. You know, she has some nuggets. She has some gems. She has some information to give you because there's programs out there that can help you with that. And then once you leave from over there with Miss Katrina, you going over there and see with CJ about them taxes too, you know, because I'm sure that those things can go hand in hand. You see how things come full circle, you guys. So that's why you have to make your wish, make it known to the right people. Because we talked about that, I think one day last week, this past weekend, you can't tell everybody your wish, but you got to make your wish known to the right people so that your wish can be granted, can come to fruition. So Jennifer, Miss Jennifer King, I see you slid right on in here too with the side ponytail. Come on through.
I slid in here because I have a question for Katrina. Now you said in 2058, there's going to be a housing shortage. I want to know what the state of assisted living is going to be then, because I'm going to be 90. And I want to be in an upscale facility. So I just want to know what to expect.
Well, you know, for assisted living, you know, they are building for assisted living because we are the, what are we called?
We are the Generation X.
No, I'm not a Generation X. So I'm the baby boomer. I'm at the end of the baby boomers. So all of the baby boomers are now retiring, right? And so when you're talking about living and when you're talking about getting older, most people are not looking to stay at a home because depending on how old you are, you can't be able to take care of yourself, you know, or your family members, depending on, may not be there for you, right? So assisted living is becoming very popular and they are building for assisted living. So that may not be an issue for you, but I tell you what, for those who are looking to invest, why not invest in assisted living?
There you go. Because that's, and you talk about 38 years from now. So people that are in their 20s now, they need to hear this. They need to hear it now. I wish someone would have told me some of this information when I was 20. But I'm gonna be 90. But I'm gonna be in an upscale living facility.
Have everything for you. They have
them.
You on a golf course. So, you know, depending on where you want to go, how much you want to spend, they got something for you.
Right, because we're going to make our millions right now.
Absolutely. And
because I already retired. I'm on my way. Well,
I'm retired too, but I'm on my way too as well. You know, you know, coach helped me be able to get there, right? And to see that I could do this on my own, opposed to, you know, going to the corporate world and working it, right? So I think this is a wonderful thing to be able to be independent and be able to make your own money, right? And, you know, going to this BITLY for the Atlanta, you know, I wish Atlanta, I think that everyone should be a part of this, especially if you have a dream. You know, I wish a lot of times that people had told me a lot of things back then, you know, in my time, right? So my biggest wish is to be able to wish and help others be able to make that step, make that, you know, journey. When you're hearing us talking about the things that we have done, right? Why can't you? You know, I'm wishing now for my million, right? That's my wish. I'm wishing for my million.
And we on our way. We are on our way.
Right? So everybody can have just about everything that they want. I believe that you just, you know, I was always told there's an answer for everything that you're seeking. You just have to find it.
That's right. That's good.
So yeah, so the same thing in regards to real estate, investing, but you need the right people, you know, you need the right information. I am that resource person because of what I told you earlier. You know, when no one tells you what to do, how to do it, You know, that makes it difficult. And if you don't get the right information, you're not going to make the best decision, right?
You're right.
Absolutely. So from the horror stories that I've heard when I got into real estate, I wanted to make sure that that process and that you got that knowledge, whether you worked with me, but I hope that you will, because, you know, I'm that fabulous person, to make sure that you understand the process. Okay. And someone doesn't be able to tell you something different. Okay, so when you're comparing oranges to apples and you got the real information, then you're able to say, hey, no, you know, I can't do that. That's not going to work in my best interest, right? So anything that anyone needs in regards to the realms of being resourceful, I'm that individual because I'm that concierge service for my clients. If I don't know, I'll find out. And that's what's so great about this community, because we got everybody in it, right?
That's good. That's good.
Absolutely.
That's good. Thank you.
That's awesome. Oh, that's awesome. And this is crazy because I was listening to like in audio, I guess IGTV. It was an IGTV, and they were talking about the baby boomers, you know, and they were saying that whenever the older baby boomers begin to pass away, the kids are gonna sell the home because they're gonna be like, you know, I want to sell this home, or they're not going to want anything to do because they're going to want the cash. They're going to want the money or what have you. So they were talking about investing and things like that. And I was like, oh, wow. So it's funny that it kind of goes hand in hand with what we're talking about tonight. And then as far as the assisted living, you guys, let me tell you, I was watching one on TV. You know how I think it was during Christmas time when you watch like the Hallmark Christmas movies and all this kind of stuff. But it was one that came on. Yo, I didn't know that the assisted living people live like this. They had multiple floors. They had entertainment. This one right here was very much so luxury. It was maybe $20,000-$30,000 a month, but they would have entertainment every night. That you could go downstairs. It's almost like you were like in a mall, like the Galleria, and then you could go downstairs to where the piano's playing the music. You could go to over here if you want this to eat. They had that prepared over there. If you want this type of meal, you go over here. And it was just luxury. You know, if they wanted to go out there on the golf course, they could. And I'm like, man, where's it for us? I don't know about assisted living, but where is it for us? You know, it's a resort or what? You know?
It is a resort. Actually, you know, might as well say it is, depending on, you know, what type of luxury you want. You know how even for your houses, upscale, right. You know, your mid and your low. So depending on what your money can afford you. And if they can afford you that luxury of $30,000, $50,000 a month, then you're going to get every bells and whistle there is. They will come and see you, check you. They have on staff that can, you know, do medication, take you where you need to go, feed you, entertainment, everything that you can think of. So it's out there, you know, it is really out there. But in order for us to get there, you know, everybody has to have their finances in order. And when
that's right.
Right. And when you just said about, that they were talking about, you know, the millenniums and selling their parents' home. Well, millenniums should start purchasing now, because if you're a millennium and you're starting in your 20s and you do it right, you can set yourself up for retirement history. You can set yourself up for investment purposes. Okay, because if you buy a home and you're 20 now, you got a 30-year mortgage. By the time you're 50, that house will be paid off. Okay, so you have to look at, and these kids don't understand, if you already have your own house and your parents pass away and they've left you a legacy, yes, even if you did sell it, then you need to invest it. Okay, because if I show you how, I can show you how to be able to have your generation taken care of. Right? It's only about how you place things and how you look. And it's always about how we think about it, what that mentality is. If you're thinking about, oh, okay, if I sell it and I got money to spend, no, right? It's all about that saving portion that we don't think about, that they don't teach us about. You know, in school, they don't teach us about money, right? That's why we are the most economic spenders here in the United States. That's all we do is spend. But for those that had planned, you know, they always say, you know, we failed to plan, right? If we plan and we execute properly, we can set ourselves up, you know, and that's another story I could tell about, you know, in regards to what you're talking about planning. But It is for us to come together and be able to build, to build where you can have money. And there's a lot of people out here that don't think that they can afford. Yes, you can. Very easy. You can do this. When I had purchased my home, I had just found out. I stumbled into, like I said, just like I stumbled into real estate, I stumbled into these programs, right? I walked in my house with zero down and I got some money back. Okay, so I'm good at showing my clients how to do that.
That's my kind of
walking like she's talking, y'all. So
yes.
Then she gave you her reach out and touch. You know how they be in touch, reach out and touch somebody. And she gave you her reach out and touch contact information. You all definitely need to take this by the horns, you guys. The message, the information. Don't just sit here and let it just go into your brain. Do something with it. Do something with it. Okay? You want to do something with the Katrina? She's here for you. She just laid it all out. She done stumbled upon a lot of good stuff, and she's gonna show you how to do that, so that whenever you come up on something, you won't have no questions about it. You will know what to do. CJ, I think you were trying to say something. I'm sorry.
I don't remember. I'm so excited. This was so much. This is some great information that Katrina is sharing with us. And then also the thing is, Katrina, she said she can help you get zero money down and money back. Oh, that sounds like a good refund to me. I love it. That's what I was gonna say. That sounds just like a tax refund to me. But for those who are in the market, and when you reach out to Katrina, when she help you with your finances, but don't forget too, you have to keep your taxes in order. That is a part of it as well. You have to have your taxes in line. You have to be caught up on your taxes. And you want to just make sure you have all of that together as well. So I'm so excited because I know we are still in the first quarter. I know a lot of you all have said, I want to buy a home. I don't know what to do. I don't know the first thing to go to. But you scrolled and found this. Tell us something. Well, Katrina is giving you all sorts of wishes. So you really do, just like she said, just have to execute. You blow out these candles and you run with it, and you make that phone call and you meet us in Atlanta. This is the type of information you get all the time when you rock with our community. I'm excited.
That's good, CJ. That is good, CJ. So I want to ask everyone that's sitting here tuning in with us, do you all have any questions for Miss Katrina? Do you have any questions that you want to ask right now for Miss Katrina? But I want to go through and just, welcome people. I know we've been on here for a while, but y'all, we came in the door rolling, and we just been going ever since then. But you guys, thank you so much for being here with us. Miss Simmons, Miss Murray, Miss Veronica Kirby Burrows, Dr. Cynthia Armstead, Lori Grant Humphrey, Summer Jenkins, and let me keep going. You got Shawana Hunter, Faith Stewart, hello, Angie Hyman, Verlin, Smith Randolph, Deshaun Smith, Mimi, come on, Daphne. Y'all are deep in here. D. Morris, LaTanya Turner, Tiandra Lewis, Williams, Tisha Marie Johnson is right up in here with us. You got Tiffany Mason and Jennifer King. Lord, I ain't want to call that name because she gonna think she won something. We don't want to call her name too loud.
She called out Diane Harris. What I win, girl?
Nothing. Marguerite Freed, nothing. You didn't win anything this year.
I didn't win.
Thank y'all so much for being here. No.
Oh, good. I'm sorry I was late coming in here. I'm glad y'all had some really, really rich conversation, guys. All roads lead to Atlanta, March 7th and 8th. Not just because the 8th is my birthday. I'm just saying. But all roads lead to Atlanta, the I Wish experience. It's going to be like nothing you've ever been to. It's going to be a quasi conference expo experience. We're going to be talking about how to make your wish come true. I've been telling this ever since we started planning it. You remember when you were a kid and you had your birthday party and you had your birthday cake and they would say, close your eyes and make a wish. Well, now it's all about make your wish, but come get the resources you need in order to make your wish come true. Guys, you can get registered. Go now. Don't wait because you're going to forget. Go now to bit.ly/IWishAtlanta, bit.ly/IWishAtlanta. Meet us there. We're looking for vendors. We're looking for speakers. We're looking for ambassadors. We're looking for volunteers. We're looking for people to get in the room. This is all about your wish. It is going to be an experience. We have activities. We have food. I mean, it just behind the scenes planning alone has been overwhelming, and we haven't even gotten there yet. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing. I can't wait. I'm going to be quiet now, Dion.
No, you don't have to be quiet.
What did I win again? What did I win?
Nothing.
Oh.
No, you run the road to Atlanta. That's what you won. So you guys, thank y'all so much for being here. And Miss Katrina, do you have any closing remarks? Because this has been phenomenal. This has been phenomenal. So when it's time for me to purchase my second home, I know who I could come to.
That's right. Absolutely. You know, my closing remark, and I want to throw this out to individuals with CJ, you know, by tax professional, right? Well, the greatest thing is that when you're renting, right, you're not getting any benefit. You're actually paying for your landlord's mortgage, right? So when you become a homeowner, guess what? All the interest that you pay can be written off on your taxes. So that's why CJ is that person that you will be talking to, because of the fact is that you do need it. But paying yourself is a great thing, you know, instead of paying someone else, right? So that is one of the benefits of being a homeowner, is that you get a tax benefit. Okay, so with that being said, you know, for everybody who would love to purchase, you know, a home, you know, please contact me. I would love to help you. You know, I would love to give you that information. You know, if you're in the West Coast, Northern California, definitely call me, you know, because I handle all of California. So, but I think that everyone should give themselves an opportunity and a chance to be able to have a legacy, to have some money. You know, I mean, and I know everyone who is in here that is a homeowner, you know, you love the fact is that my mortgage is not going to go up, right? And that's what the biggest thing here, especially in California, mortgages going up crazy, that people cannot afford, you know, for rent. I'm saying rent, I said mortgage, but rent is going up that people cannot afford. You know, I don't care how much good money if you're making, but if you're charging here in California, depending on where you're at, and say I'm from San Francisco. So for instance, a 2-bedroom house, I don't know, say 1,000 square feet, right? And you're renting, it's about $3,000, $4,000. Okay.
You done started a whole nother conversation over here. Wait a minute.
Right. So we're in California. Right. So, you know, why not be able to get you something if you're saying $3,000, right? When you can get something nice, affordable, may not be in that area where that 3,000, but you may have to do a little sacrificing. And that's another thing, is that in order to achieve whatever it is that you want out of life, you're going to have to sacrifice, right? You're going to have to sacrifice to make it happen. So call me. Love to help you. Love to give you my nuggets in order to build your legacy. Katrina Major, Majors Consulting.
Okay, I have a question. Is this 4,000 by the San Francisco tree, by that little train?
Anywhere down in the Bay Area.
Girl, okay, so
you say from San Francisco.
What about the hood,
girl? Even the hood, they paying about almost 2,000 or more. And wait a minute, and I'm because, you know, my family is from San Francisco, from the projects, right? So I have a lot of my family and friends out of there just trying to get out of there, right? And they're on subsidy. But their subsidy is about $1,800 a month. Subsidy. Okay?
Man, I knew it was expensive over there, but to hear it come from somebody that's living it every day, I'm like, oh my God.
Well, here you're talking about being smart enough, right? Living in the Bay Area, I moved about maybe an hour and a half out, right? But my house would be like $1 million to $3 million if I put it down in the Bay Area, right? Wow. And when you're talking about what I got about maybe almost 2,400 square foot, and my mortgage is $2,000. So if I tell you your rent $3,000 to $4,000, and you can go somewhere, you may have to make that sacrifice, but you can get it. Or even if you have the income, you know, everybody has their choice to choose where you want to be, right? So when you're choosing about where you want to be, you got to be conscious of what you're going to spend, right? So, and that is a part about what we'll talk about for whoever contacts me, is that first thing first is that you have to, you know, look at your finances, what your savings are. But the number one thing is that you have to get pre-qualified so that it'll be able to tell you what your purchasing power will be. Once you know what your purchasing power will be, then you're able to start making that decision on where you want to stay, right? So I know y'all are all on the South and the West Coast, so your prices don't even come close to ours, I don't think, right?
Absolutely not. Absolutely
right,
not.
Your economy is different too, you know?
Absolutely, yeah.
Right, so that, you know, Californians, everybody want to be the place to be, right? And so with that, and we're one of the most major, you know, imports on the West Coast. So, and we got the great weather, you know, we have seasonal here, right? Right, so everybody wants to be in Sunshine State, right? Mm-hmm. So yeah, so please contact me. You know, my saying is, you know, keeping it real in real estate in a major way. And that's what I do. I keep it real with all of my clients so that you truly understand where you stand, okay?
Oh, this has been great. You don't knock everybody's socks off. We knew California was expensive, but you know, when you really hear it.
Those type of prices, then I live in the projects. Now, I just want to know, you said their subsidy is $1,800.
Yeah.
Where do you get that money from? Because I don't even pay that much in rent, and I work. Oh, y'all work no more because I'm the quit chick. I teach people how to quit their jobs, and I quit my job, so I don't work anymore. I work from home. Like $1,800, I'd be like, hold up.
Mm-hmm. But you have to remember, our wages are much higher than a lot of jobs, right? Our wages are much higher than yours. So when we talk about the economy, right? So the higher that's why they're paying us so much here, because our economy is so high. So when you're,
and that's what I thought too, Miss Katrina. You know, it almost like it equals out. You know, and when I say equals out, I don't mean that, you know, what we get paid here. Say for instance, somebody making 90 grand here might be equivalent to somebody making 170 in California. You know what I'm saying? Because of the cost of living and the economy. And so that's what I always remind myself when I hear about that. You know, I'm like, oh my gosh. I said, but it's got to equal out. I kind of, you know, somewhere they got to be making way more than what we make here for our, you know, economy. So.
Absolutely. Yeah. And you know, a lot of times people are like, God, but no, we get paid good here. You know, you know, us, New York, Chicago, who else? I forgot what other states that are, you know, considered to be a high economy, right? Yeah. So everybody wants to be a part of these big cities, you know, until, you know, when you're struggling like that, you know, I always say, make your money work for you, right? And that's the biggest one, especially here in California. You guys, you have to be conscious. A lot of us that aren't, you know, and that's where the homelessness comes in and all of this stuff, because, you know, a lot of times people think that they're okay when they're not. Okay. And, you know, I watched here, you know, down in LA, there is, they had, it was called something, City of Angels, but they were talking about homelessness, right? And when you're talking about homelessness and we're talking about affordability, affordability is out. And they were telling about a story about a young lady. She worked at one of these homeless shelters, but, of course, she thought that, homeless people are nothing but, shiftless, don't want to work, don't, drugs, all of these things, right? She had a child that was a paraplegic. Husband stayed home with that child. So she was the only sole provider that was, bringing the money in for the home, right? Well, rent went up much more than what she could afford. And guess what? Now she's homeless. Okay, so when you have perceptions and when you're thinking that it cannot happen to you, it can, right? So when you're thinking about, there are levels that you can put your space and your place at, but people don't, for whatever reason. So everybody's in a situation. That's why I say, you need to be able to put yourself in a home or invest your money so that it can make it work for you. Remember, inflation increases every year. If our money doesn't increase with the inflation, guess what? Again, we're putting behind the 8-ball. Okay, so these are things that I talk with my clients about so that they truly can understand when you're talking about savings, where to put, where you can work it, but also get what you want. I always say, working on a fabulous budget, why not? Right? You can get what you want, it's just how you manage it. Okay, so I'm gonna touch that because I can talk about a whole bunch of things, y'all.
No, we good. I'm over here. Y'all, excuse me. I thought my thing was muted. My voice was, y'all know you feel like you got a piece of sand in your throat and you got to get the ugly cough to get it out. So I'm sorry. Forgive me. But you guys, we want to thank you so much, Ms. Katrina, for being here with us tonight. We had an awesome time and we learned a lot. We've, we put some things on our minds, especially as we earn our income with our wishes that have been granted. We can place our money in different vehicles, and I'm not talking about one with the 4 tires. I'm talking about different vehicles, you guys, that will help you create the generational wealth that people talk about all the time, So thank you so much, Ms. Katrina. You have laid the law down tonight, and we had so much fun. We had so much fun here. So I'm going to leave it to the rest of my co-hosts to sign off and to, give their closing remarks as well. And I'm going to mute my phone for real this time. Y'all don't be fighting each other to get over here and say nothing.
I'm gonna let y'all go first, Tisha and CJ, because y'all know what my last words always are. Bye.
You guys, I hope that you have gotten some great information. Ms. Katrina was amazing tonight, and certainly, I'm in Michigan, so my economy ain't quite set up like that. Thank you, Jesus, because I'd be on the streets. But, you just need to be educated. Get the information that you need in the state that you're in. And then if you find that you can invest somewhere else, then by all means, make sure that you do that. And share this broadcast because there are a lot of young people that need this information. Listen, I'm looking at 52 like, oh my God, what have I been doing with my life? And that doesn't have to be somebody else's story. Get your finances together, get a focus, get a goal. I know it seems far off, but honey, let me tell you, it seemed like I was 30 a minute ago. And I'm going, wow. So you gotta do it now. You gotta do it now. So again, thank you so much. Listen, all roads lead to Atlanta, bit.ly/I wish Atlanta. Meet us there March 7th and 8th. It's gonna be an incredible time. You get to experienced ladies such as Katrina and of course all of my panelists, co-hosts. They're going to be there, and many more. So it's going to be a fantastic experience. You've never experienced anything like it. If you've ever been to a Coach Danielle function, then you know it's going to be off the chain. So we're excited. bit.ly/I wish Atlanta, bit.ly/I wish Atlanta, bit.ly/I wish Atlanta. And don't forget to get the replays for the telesummit. You've been missing some incredible information. We started Saturday. It was fire. So you need to get the replays, bit.ly/I wish summit 2020. Have a great and awesome night.
Where are relationship tips for the night?
Well, I'll tell you what I thought when we get off. Let's see. My mind was in a different place. So, if you're wishing, hoping, wondering, where is my Mr. Right? I call him my Mr. Wonderful. He's waiting. And you think that you're waiting on him? He's waiting on you. You got work to do, boo. But you don't know what you don't know. So you gotta, get the information that you need. That's all I got.
Man, Tisha, I mean, all right. Mr. Wonderful, he out there. Well, thank you all so much for joining. Thank you all. Thank you. You want to give yourself a pat on the back and clap for yourself, because this has been some great information, especially, yes, teacher, especially if you are in the market to buy your home. So what I want to leave you all with, the text tip that I have, it coincides with Miss Katrina. If you are looking to buy a home, my friends, do not report a loss this year, business owners, because when you report a loss for this year, they go back 3 years, right, Katrina? If you want to start the process, you report a loss this year. When Katrina go and pull your pre-qual gonna have a loss. So what's the loss equal to loss? You can't really afford a home. So if you want to, it's all about strategy. It's all about tax loopholes. So not to say if you didn't have a loss, you just don't carry a loss in 2020. Go and carry that loss in 2021. That is my tax tip for the evening. So if you are looking to buy a home, because Katrina already put our mindset on it. I'm ready for my next home too. Get your finances in order, and while you preparing your taxes, don't claim a loss, my friends, because it goes against what you can qualify for. So that's my tax tip for the evening. I'll turn it over to Miss Jennifer King.
Y'all know how I end once the show's fire and it's been long. All I got to say is goodbye, everybody. Look for the morning crew in the morning. It's gonna be fire. We're gonna see y'all later. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye, you guys.